Hi, welcome back. It is the Woody Show.
Yeah.
Woody, Greg, Menace, Gina, and we have a guest as promised. He made it. Tyler Joseph from 21 Pilots.
What's up, guys? How are you? Sorry I'm late. I was, what do you want to hear?
No, we just
You were in Babyland?
Dude, we don't need any excuses.
Saving a kitten.
Mowing and feeding a child.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
Fixing a gutter. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
What would help soothe the issue?
No, we're fine. We're just happy to talk to you, man. Always great to talk to you. As you know, I've been a big 21 Pilots fan for a long time. It's been really cool watching, just how things have developed over the years to this superstar level with you guys. And the reason that we're talking today is because they've been teasing this really big event, and this has got to be super cool for you, being from Columbus and everything. And now 21 Pilots is going to be playing a show at Ohio Stadium, the Horseshoe. This is Ohio State, the Ohio State University, where they play. What a huge venue. And this is also a big deal, not just for you guys as a band, but I guess this is crazy. I've never thought that this would be the case because it's been around for so long, but OSU, they've never held a concert during college football season until now. This is a very big deal all around. What are your thoughts?
I mean, yeah, the university has been incredible. You're right. They football is king over here.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, they've never let anyone in there doing a show during football season at all. And yet here they are going, all right, let's do this. And so, it's incredible. I think that, I was looking it up online. I'm like, wait, hold on. Where does Ohio Stadium rank in stadium size in the world? And I think it's like 5th or 6th in the entire world.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think, the number one is, I think, maybe in North Korea, but they may be lying about that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, there's like 103,000 seats.
Damn.
Yeah, it's 107.
Oh, sorry.
It might be 108.
Yeah, more.
But luckily, though, when you put on a concert and you have a stage on one end, you don't have to sell that many tickets. But it'll be an incredible moment for us. Truly playing these small clubs and bars. Kind of growing up in that music scene and working our way up. When we play this show, it'll be some sort of emotion that I may have never felt before, but this, kind of getting to the top is an unbelievable feeling that I'm sure is going to be pretty overwhelming.
Yeah, and we're gonna send some Woody Show listeners to the show. We're gonna send this so you can be there. It's happening on Saturday, October 17th. Tickets are on sale next Friday, so not today, next Friday, the 22nd. But you could sign up for the pre-sale. It's the artist pre-sale now through Sunday. The pre-sale starts this coming Tuesday. Now, that's before the general on-sale. All the information you need is at the 21 Pilots website. You can also find all the information at 21 Pilots on social media. No shortage of information, but it's pretty cool, man. Hometown
No
show.
shortage of tickets.
No shortage. There's a lot of tickets to sell.
I just want to hit that one more time.
It's cool, man. I like the way that you guys rolled this whole thing out too, because it started
super interesting.
Yeah, it started last Friday, where and you guys have done this, like where you drop these like kind of Easter eggs and clues and different things. But from here signs, people were picking these from here, like yard signs, and they were putting them up around town, right? So let everybody know from here, Columbus, Ohio, right? And then it moved to the different venues. You mentioned you started in the club, the venues around town, Scully's, a place called The Basement. They were always, there for you. The from here signs started popping up there. Then this past Wednesday, to here, these drones launched from Ohio Stadium.
Yeah.
And then the show got announced yesterday, and so
pretty
It's
badass.
awesome. Yeah. Did you have any jobs like before you became like super famous and stuff, like around town? And are you gonna invite like some of your old coworkers?
Yeah, I have a few contacts on my phone that start with work. Just like work, and then like work day.
Name is.
No, I worked at a few restaurants. I worked for a catering company. I worked. Josh and I love talking about kind of the old gigs that we had, and it was always something that like they would allow us to, pull away on the weekend and try to travel around and get shows in. But yeah, I mean the campaign we put together, we got an awesome team that has been with us for years now, coming up with these ideas. And Josh and I are like, yeah, that's awesome. Let's the drone show. It's funny. My dad asked me yesterday. He's like, hey, you been keeping up with any of the NBA playoffs? I said, actually, we just paid for a drone show over the top of the stadium to fly our logo around, and I was invited to go down there and see it. And as a dad of 3 young kids, I didn't even have time to go look at that.
Oh,
Oh, you even see
No,
it?
I have not been keeping up with the NBA playoffs,
Wow.
Dad.
Yeah.
But no, we're having a good time. It's funny to kind of balance this dad life and this whole other thing that's happening.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's my kids enjoy it. They like kind of seeing what I do, even though we don't play Columbus that often. And with my kids being so young, they're different humans every few months.
yeah.
Right.
They keep
They
morphing.
probably don't even know what I do really. So
Yeah.
I'm
It's going to be
looking
cool,
forward
I
to
think,
them
when
coming to.
your kids get old enough to know what their
Realize
dad
it.
does.
Yeah, that's
know?
dad.
Or do they care? They're like, oh, is that just my dad? Right?
Yeah, it's yes. If someone comes up to me and says, "Hey," I always have to. Yeah, that's another friend of dad.
Yeah.
Like, it's another friend. It's like I got friends everywhere.
a
Like,
lot.
oh, what's their name? I'm like, you know what? I didn't catch that.
See, I didn't know this about you, that you used to play basketball and were a pretty decent basketball player.
Yeah,
When you were growing
that
up.
was my thing.
Yeah, so I had no idea. And then, so were you one of those guys that you could have, like, you hear about, like, well, I decided between baseball
Right.
and going to the NFL. Like, was it one of those decisions where you had to decide between sports and music? Were you that good? Like that level good?
When I got after high school and college was coming up, there was definitely this moment because my parents were both coaches, and that was just a part of our family fabric was basketball. And I being the oldest of 4 kids, for me to say, you know what, I'm not going to pursue basketball, I'm going to pursue music. I mean, it was a bit of a shockwave, kind of a
Yeah.
trailblazing moment in the family to not continue to play basketball. My dad said, well, what does that mean to pursue music? Like, what does that even, and I,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know what that means.
I think he
I'm
meant,
just
are
gonna
you
try.
going to be living in my house?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Or you
I
gonna
mean,
be out there on your own?
luckily I moved out after high school and started the band house, which was kind of some of my fondest memories.
Yeah.
The least amount of responsibility, the most amount of dreams, but also trying to stay focused and while working some jobs, and it was awesome.
I've had that conversation with a lot of people. It's exciting, when you're doing these big stadium shows. It's exciting doing all the things that you guys have done as this big successful as 21 Pilots has
Right.
just exploded. But like when you think about like some of your most exciting overall times, it's those early days. It's the early
Like
days
during the struggle.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
even think about like, I've done some really cool stuff in this stupid job. And I think about the early days of doing
Yeah,
this and
yeah.
how everything was new and you were figuring it out. And
Yeah.
like you talk about like very little responsibility. And like, now it's like
Yeah.
there's more on the line, it feels. And so you're a little bit more careful. But there it was just kind of carefree and just let's go.
Yeah, I mean, I think back to one of our earlier shows in Columbus, Ohio. We played at a place called Newport Music Hall, and it was at Newport. I think you could sell 1,200. I think was the cap, and we remember getting the report the day of how many tickets we were selling, and we ended up cramming 1,800 kids in there, and that was just like this. We did it. We made it. Little
Yeah.
did we know how much work was still to be done after that.
Right.
Yeah.
And what's funny now is I'm playing a venue where if I get, like how many tickets we sold, like 33,000, I'll be like, dang it.
That's awesome.
Failed.
That's funny. I've seen you
Crazy.
guys so many times live, Tyler, and I gotta admit, and this is gonna sound wimpy of me, and I can't speak for anybody else in the room. I borderline get nervous watching you. I know it's gonna be a great show, but you're always climbing stuff, doing
Yeah.
flips, and I think, oh my God, don't get hurt. Like I sound like your dad or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it's important. I've talked to a few other younger performers and musicians. There's a part of you want to balance doing a balancing act when you perform where people are pulling for you because they're nervous, but also you want to make them feel like you're hosting them, like they're being hosted, like been there, done that. Don't get too nervous. Sounds like you fall more on the anxiety-ridden side of it.
Well, I mean,
No,
an
not
audience
Greg.
member,
I mean, you
and
did-
I
Love it.
apologize.
You did jack yourself up pretty good, if I'm remembering correctly. At one point, like wasn't it a piano flip or one of those?
Something like
you,
that.
You tore, you
Yeah,
broke something.
I've bit the dust a few times.
Yeah. Did
Yeah,
you
there's
have- He might have had to have the
just a part
surgery.
of it.
So
Oh,
Gina's
yeah,
husband just,
dude.
speaking of basketball, he's too old to be playing basketball the
Yeah.
way he does.
Yeah.
And so now he tore everything. He's got to have like the surgery.
MCL, ACL, meniscus,
Oh,
tibia,
yeah.
it's all broken and
I get asked by
ripped.
some buddies to play, pickup all the time, and I
Don't
just
do
say,
it.
I can't do it. I can't risk.
Liability.
I'm going to.
Yeah.
I'm going to make one move that my brain
Yep.
says that I can, but my body says nope.
Exactly.
Well, we got Tyler Joseph from 21 Pilots. We're talking to them about this big gig at Ohio Stadium, the Horseshoe, on Saturday, October 17th, during your birthday month.
I
Menace.
know, right?
We'll be sending
Did
some
you
Woody
hear
Show
about that,
listeners.
Joseph? It's during my birthday month.
We'll be sending some listeners
What are
out
you
there.
saying?
Pre-sale going on. You can sign up for that just on the Ticketmaster artist page there. Also, then you got the general on sale. It's going to be happening. So, because big stadiums, small clubs, you guys have done all that kind of stuff. What is talk about fame just for one quick second. Like, what is the hardest part? We kind of make fun of celebrities who complain about being famous. You're not one of
I
those
know.
guys.
I think it'd be awesome.
Like, you guys are always with your fans and doing stuff, but like, there's got to be some, like, what's the most difficult part now with being famous?
It's relatively a cakewalk. I think that, really it's like, the inconveniences that come with it. Like, what are the benefits? What's the net, the positives that
We've
come
been
from
saying,
it?
Greg.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's
Speaking our
crazy net
language.
positives. I think that, I think the only weird one, and not to get too dark about it, is, if people want to figure out where I live and where like my kids like sleep,
Yeah.
they can.
They're strange people, man. We know it.
Odd,
I know
odd
exactly what you're
birds
saying.
that can show up that don't have the best intentions.
Yeah,
That's a little freaky, especially when and again, this is odd to say, but like when my touring schedule is posted on a website, when I'm home and when I'm not.
Right.
So those are the types of thoughts that you're like, that sucks. Other than that, all of the interactions, out, in public, it's all really great. I think we're especially lucky because, a lot of our fans have gotten older with us.
Yeah.
And so, most every interaction that we have out in public is with someone that's maybe a little older, that's not, like losing their mind or being like rude or anything. They're very, I don't know, they almost take pride in thinking like, this is someone who I know their music or I'm a fan of, but I also kind of see them as a real person. And at least that's how our fans see us when we see them. And it's fun to reciprocate that. So
yeah, you guys have you guys grown as professionals. You've grown as people. You're both family men now with children of your own, as you've mentioned, and you've overcome a lot of things. And I know you got to go. So I just want to ask you one more question, just because you've been so public about anxiety and shyness and things like that. From someone in your position, what advice do you have for people who maybe are super shy or super anxious and it's kind of holding them back? Like, maybe they don't end up playing a big stadium someday, but they at least can break out and, do something that they otherwise wouldn't do. What advice would you give?
That's a good question. I think one of the first things that comes to mind is I think some of that anxiety can come from feeling like people are against you, like they don't want what's best for you.
Yeah.
And I think overwhelmingly, if they want you to succeed. They don't want you to fail. They do, even just decent people who may not even know you personally. I think the average human is pulling for you rather than feeling like that whole world is like against you. They're just busy. Everyone's busy. They got their own things going on.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes that you can interpret that as like someone is, has a negative attitude towards you and they're against you. And
Or they're blowing you
feel
off.
ganged up on or
Yeah.
whatever it is. And I think that overwhelmingly, without being like, hey, it's not all about you. And some people need to hear that, like, hey, it's not all about but there is a part of removing that self-centeredness that helps with anxiety, where it's like, instead of thinking about yourself, start like thinking outwardly. And that really helped me, whether it's with family or friends. Even when you feel the weight of the anxiety, which at some points is so crushing that it feels like you're going to die. But if you somehow punch through that and you just convince yourself, if I can just look at someone else and ask how someone else is doing and check in on someone else, put someone else first instead of myself. I don't know. It seems to kind of melt away in some ways. So
sometimes it's like you hear about skydiving. When I went skydiving, I'm like, all right, man, I was down to do it, and the door opens up and it gets really real, and you can sit there and you can think about it. My whole mentality going into is once the door opens, I just go. And so that's kind of the thing too. Like get off center, just go, just do it, and then show yourself that you can survive this. You can live through this. And when you freak out a lot on different things, tell yourself and stop and try to have a conscious moment of like, this isn't real. Like what I'm freaking out about right now, that's not real.
Right. Kind of reminds me of that say like, let's do this so we don't have to do this.
Right.
Yeah.
You just jump in.
Yeah. Well,
done.
Yep.
I think you have done, and Josh, everybody has done a great job. I think really helping a lot of people out, because music is therapy for a lot of people. I know, man, I disappear, in just to the moment when I'm at a 21 Pilot show and watching you guys do what you do. I have a lot of pride for you. Again, I'm so happy for you guys and on so many levels. In this gig at Ohio Stadium, the homecoming
Massive.
at the Horseshoe is going to be awesome. Congratulations. Saturday, October 17th. Tickets go on sale next Friday, the 22nd, but there is an artist pre-sale now through Sunday. Take advantage of that at 21 Pilots for more information. Tyler Joseph, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much. Thanks for being fans for so long.
Dude, of course.
Means a lot.
No, we love you.
Always.
Say hi to Josh for us.
I will.
All right, man.
See you guys.
It's the Woody Show. We'll be right back.